So oftentimes when we hear about the decline of marriage, it's in the context of the United States. Less millennials are getting married, and people think that it's this big problem, especially conservatives. Well, we're also experiencing something similar in major European countries. The European countries that are experiencing a decline in marriage include France, Spain, Italy, Ireland, Poland, and also Portugal. Now, here's one of the things that they discovered. Only in parts of Scandinavia and the Baltic republics and Germany is the institution retaining its allure. So why is that? It turns out there's like a really, really big problem. You look at Italy, and the numbers have decreased significantly. In Italy, there were fewer than 200,000 marriages last year, the lowest number since the First World War. Numbers have fallen by 24% in the past decade and halved since 1965. Wow. So that's a really big change. And part of the reason why, of course, is because more people are cohabitating, and they're not getting married because having a wedding is super expensive, and the economy sucks. So these young people can't get jobs, they're not making enough money, they can't pay for the party, so they're like, screw it, let's just live together.
And especially when people say, well, I don't want to get married until we've established some kind of a life, you know? And to your point, they don't have a job. They don't have a job that they feel like is going to be a long-term career. So it's like you don't really feel like you're getting off the ground yet, so what are you bringing to the marriage?
You know, half of people between the ages of 18 and 30 still live at home with their parents. That's in Europe. Okay, that's amazing.
But isn't it more common in Europe? That's more of a United States phenomenon to move out at such a young age, and that was exactly what I thought of. It's like, well, I think because of the bad economy, I don't think people get married. I know men wait till they're secure in their career before they get married, right?
Yeah, so that's part of it, but I really think that it's also the breaking down of the church. Like you had to get married in the past. You had to. It wasn't a question, right? So now it's kind of a question, and you're like, wait, why do I have to get married? I don't have to get married anymore. And when you mix in the bad economy and stuff, but it's not just the bad economy, because it's a trend that's been going on for a long time. So I think there's 4 amazing facts in this story. So one is that, as Anna alluded to, in Italy, marriages have gone down half of what they used to be since 1965. That's a giant
What happened
change.
in 1965? Isn't that when the pill got invented?
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Actually, that was my first question was, are they still having kids? Or you know, because I know here we are.
Right. Birth rates are also going down, but perhaps not as dramatically. They didn't discuss that as much in this particular article. So the second amazing fact is half the people in Europe between the age of 18 and 30 live with their parents. Now, the 2 that are most amazing, though, did you know that more than 60% of the young in Greece are unemployed?
Yeah.
More than 60% are unemployed. That's amazing.
They should do austerity.
That's really funny. Excellent political point. Anyway, I think they have, Jimmy.
I think they have.
Yeah, okay. But here comes the one I found most amazing. The average age of newlyweds in Spain is now, for men, 37.2.
Is that too old or too young?
That's old.
That's insanely old.
I feel like
average.
It's really interesting because, you know, I'm in my own little bubble, and for me, it's like a 37-year-old who's like going to make that commitment. Wow, he's going to man up and get married? What's going on?
The same way, because they said that the average age in the United States is now 28, and how old and decrepit that is. And I was like, well, fuck.
Please introduce me to a 28-year-old man in Los Angeles who has his shit together. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
You're sorry. You're sorry.
I would like to take you in the Wayback Machine to meet Jimmy Dore. He showed up in L.A. because he had his shit together.
Oh yeah, that guy knew what he was doing.
That was a different time. Let us whisper of a better time in America, a better time in Los Angeles.
So, but it's 28 in America, and it's gotten significantly older. Yes. I mean, in the old days, I mean, the reason is they couldn't have sex because God told them not to have sex. So they were ready to get married like at 21 because they were bursting at the seams.
Yes.
Now you have, and this another thing that this article didn't mention, but there's a huge phenomenon. You don't need to get married to have sex anymore. So people are like, then what's the point, right? So
buy the cow and the milk and whatever.
The whole thing, right? So it's gone all the way to 28 in America. 37 in Spain?
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I mean, look, I got married at 38, but I'm way above the average, right? So for the whole country to be at 37 is unbelievable.
So people spend 20 years fucking before they get married.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, no, but that's the other hilarious part about this. Like, there are still obviously the main religion, let alone all the religions, but Spain is mainly Catholic, and Catholicism are still telling you, don't have sex before marriage. Right. If you're on average getting married at the age of 37 in Spain, you're gonna wait till 37 before having sex?
No one's waiting.
No, but that's the whole point.
Yeah.
No one's waiting. No one. They have no credibility left. These religions, and that's why people aren't going anymore. They're like, oh yeah, Mr. Pope. Yeah, thanks a lot for that advice. Waiting till I'm married. Get the out of here. Yeah.